Burrowit is a smoking hot piece of ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baru.
And we're back.
Yeah. At what point did the chat come back to that? Because that'd be amazing.
Never
Who
mind.
knows, right?
We'll have to watch later.
That's a YouTube exclusive.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, luckily. But that would be so. Actually, there are YouTube exclusives. It's when my internet dies.
Yeah.
YouTube gets me going.
Yep.
So much more than anything else. Anyway, to everyone else, Barut launches across the room, coated in smoke and room filled with smoke. It takes a split second. Barut, you're in there for years. What you see, and when you look down at yourself in there, is a dragon. By all understanding of what you know a dragon to look like, with scales that are a kind of blue-tinted silver that you come to realize as mithril. This isn't like you're living a life in there. You just see glimpses, moments to moments that are very clearly deliberately meant to be shown, and you're not living. It's almost like a first-person video, right? You see this ring being constructed on the shore. The shoreline looks very similar, although this must have been hundreds of thousands of years ago. And this ring is being constructed, and it's being constructed on its side, up. And as it's being constructed, you see dragons and these grand draconic constructs and vast powers of magic lifting pieces into place as it's being put together. And you see many glimpses of that. You see a glimpse of many battles where you see fields of dragons fighting primordial creatures that you've seen elementals. They put whatever these ancient primordial creatures to shame. Huge creatures the size of mountains. Genies that just snap their fingers and dragons attacking them turn to dust and blow away. Scenes like that are what you see, and the person you're inside is surviving all of it, often, teleporting away in the worst moments of danger. It all comes to a point when during one of these fights, over a grand sea, there is this creature so large it's almost hard to comprehend it, that is killed. And when that huge, hard to understand creature is destroyed, the fighting stops, the primordials stop, and they start to surrender as it falls into the sea and just rumbles, and the sea erupts and moves and changes. And then you see the ring being activated, opening up and revealing something very different on the other side. Again, hard for your brain to even comprehend what you see. And you see primordials being essentially sucked through into the other side. This vast cacophony of magic display, and then the portal closing. And you see dragons removing from the four almost corners, one at the base, one at the top, one at each side, all facing away from the sea, the mainland. These gate stones that are very small in the dragon's hands, and they remove them. One that's brown, one that's sort of a orangey red, one that's blue, and one that's clear like a diamond. And they fly in separate directions. And that's essentially where this starts to end. There's a few more of the ring going into a bit of disrepair, but that's when the memory mostly ends, and you just come back after experiencing years in that video, essentially, but seconds pass.
But did it feel like years for me?
Yeah, although it was very jumpy.
Yeah, jumpy.
And when you think about it more, it wasn't all in order either.
Okay.
Damn.
So I'm assuming I'm like slumped against the wall.
Oh yes,
right now.
You're smoldering.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna go check and see how he's doing.
Yeah.
You sounded
I'm gonna
like
lay on hands.
you sounded like a fucking point and click adventure character.
I'm actually gonna try and stand up right away.
You have a bit of a head rush, a bit of dizziness, but you're fine.
I mean, I wouldn't let him stand up. I mean, he can try, but
I am bracing against the wall and pushing up. Like I am resisting you. I know you're
Eleanor
lost
with 5
me.
strength is keeping you down.
Absolutely.
You are not getting that roll.
I am just pushing up.
Yeah.
I'm resisting against you keeping me down.
because you are, in fact, smoldering. I will lay on hands, even though you may not have taken HP damage. You
Exactly,
look like you were just on fire. So.
And that does help clear your mind a lot faster. But maybe it's just the familiarity of this feeling, you know?
Luke slides into the room after hearing that and like rushing back into the room.
I'm just seeing
I'm
Baruch
gonna
on the floor.
I'm gonna grab Eleanor by the wrist and just say, "Let go of me, please." And I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to walk back to the wall, and I'm looking at where this was.
It's still there, it's just burnt out. There's no more magic inside it.
Okay.
You actually remember at one point near the end, and this dragon you were inside of was very old, and this had all been done for hundreds of years, carving it into the wall.
And I'm just staring at it. Like, just
How you doing there, champ?
It's been years since I've seen you. I
What?
know it's been seconds, but it's been years for me.
I'm just gonna look at Eleanor and be like, I think he hit his head on that wall.
It's
And
when
I'm gonna
he
turn
says
around.
that, like, you turn around, you hear a horn. Very muffled, because you're inside a large
fuck.
structure, but you hear the bellowing of a horn.
I'm just gonna
Let's
like
go.
kind of pat Rude on the shoulder, be like, "You good? You all right? You with us?
Oh yeah,
All right."
we are not letting them let those things out.
Yeah,
We will all be dead if they do.
Letting them do what now?
No,
Like,
don't
as
worry
we're
about
just
it. We got some people to kill.
Like,
I
you start
will be
jogging.
running
I mean,
I'll
they're from
be running
across
ahead
the
in the
sea. They're
dark.
hardly people. Head out of
if we get to the entrance that we made
Yeah.
without encounter,
Yeah.
Varric would then turn to Eleanor. Can you like shut this? Can you do that?
It would take time.
Yeah.
I will help you.
Okay. Both of base Aeon could be athletics with advantage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't use a crowbar to close, but you got Baruch
No.
shoving. I mean, you can.
Look,
Mechanically.
Just don't want to make it easy for him.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
It takes
that
you a
mother-
couple of minutes. And it's not like you can really close it as sealed as it was before, but you can push it aside. You can't drag the rock that fell down the cliffside back in, so it's still very clearly a break. That can be entered. But they need to be as strong as you to open it, or have time.
Have magic.
yeah,
have
or time
magic.
and yeah.
Elemental magic. Well,
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
that
know-
be useful?
Oh, wouldn't that be just very convenient for them to have right now? While we're going, Corpse Flower was by the pub, right?
Yes.
Sorry, tavern.
Yeah.
It's a pub.
It's a tavern. Well, it's kind of more of a
It's
pub.
cheers.
It is kind of more of a pub. When I was thinking about it, I was
Making
like,
your way in the world today takes everything you got.
You got it. Yeah. Anyways, let's go back there.
When you're running there, you can hear the sounds of battle. You run to... And the tavern is right on the edge of town.
Yeah.
Some rocky palisade, some tree line. When you get to the pub, you see Corpse Flower and a couple of other of the locals fighting a group of creatures. The first thing you see is a giant. The giant that you see is 14 feet tall but hunched. And it's bald and has this skin hanging off its face and skin drooping off its body as it sort of slumps around. A metal brace around its neck and a chain and ropes that are being pulled by hobgoblins. And it seems like it was being led here, but now that it's here, you literally walk up as this giant just picks up one of the Northmen fighting it and just bites off its head and just starts shoving the rest of the person into its mouth, armor and all. just like, and unhinging its jaw to do so. Now, what you see as well is a collection of hobgoblins who are clearly all from the same mercenary group. They've all got shields with white stripes painted across them, and a couple of goblins who also have the same kind of, they're clearly all a group.
I'm gonna shout something, and it's gonna be a bad idea, so everyone else should be running away from me right now. This is, and I'm gonna be shouting something in Giant, so you can probably all expect what's coming here. I'm gonna shout that. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. It's essentially, hey, you ugly motherfucker, why don't you pick on someone who's definitely not your size but can handle you a bit better?
It's one of those things where that sounds very inelegant in human, in common.
Yeah.
But in Giant, that's poetry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, why don't you guys just take a half minute, and I'll have something for
figured
you.
as much.
Yeah,
I've been
I'm
wanting to
also-
kill these hobgoblin mercenaries for many years.
Oh, good. I'm also
Yeah, it's
going
one of
to
those things where as
I've
you're
been
getting
waiting.
closer and there's one flag that one of these goblins, like little goblins, is holding, but it's very tall, and Aelinor can connect the dot, and you recognize that there's a hobgoblin mercenary group called the White Streaks that was involved in Oventhur. You're
Yep.
like, yeah, she's the one that speeds up.
And,
Everyone else slows down.
I'm also going to shout in Primordial as well, but nothing too cohesive. Just essentially, you're all gonna die in as low and as guttural a tone as I can muster with a shout in Primordial, just to fuck with them.
Yeah,
Mostly.
which of course is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was essentially the goal, is just to
You're
kinda
just
make
gonna
them
be
like-
freaky. You can give me an intimidate if you want, actually.
Sure.
I may or may not have put the Attack on Titan soundtrack on now.
That is much better than I thought it was
It's
gonna
a
be.
big
for me.
hungry giant. I can't argue with you.
Yeah.
It's currently playing very calm music on stream. I will change that
That's
when the
not
time
right.
is right.
No. Everything's fine. It's
Everything's
a very calm
fine.
time.
Just
Nothing to see here.
don't worry about Jeff.
There's a lot to see here, actually.
I just realized
Oh,
there is a
gosh.
lot to do. We're in a town that had a ring around it with a stone. Yeah, it's Attack on Titan.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know there were magic stones in Attack on Titan, but I also ain't watched it. Okie dokie.
Where's this giant?
I
was about to say, where's this giant
the
fucker, but that might
other
be-
side? So I don't
I
think
see it.
I don't think this has eye vision on. Just so you should be able to see the giant in theory.
Is it this guy?
Nope.
The giant.
That
You'll
No.
recognize the giant.
Oh, never
Directly
mind. I
north
see
of
him. I see him. I see him. see.
Okay.
I'm too far back.
Don't.
Yeah.
Doing right now. Let me just check that I cleared initiative.
Is that our tiefling friend?
That is Corpse Flower, yes. He is currently, you come in and Corpse Flower is just sword and shield against one of them. And all the other hobgoblins, aside from one, are sword and shield. The one who's actually up front here, who is clearly leading them, has a great sword. So, why don't you all do initiative rolls? It's gonna take me a while. There's a lot of initiatives I need to do.
Oh!
That's great. That is brilliant.
Hey, either
Everyone
side.
else, average.
I love how your one initiative is a fucking 10.
Well, it's because I roll at advantage,
Yeah.
so it's not actually a nat 1, it's a 6. which is
Oh, okay.
bad. But it just highlights it in red because one of them was a 1.
Yeah. Because why not?
I mean, getting a 10 on initiative with a +4 bonus and
That
advantage
laugh is
horrendous, but that's fine.
That's true. But that laugh is scary, and I'm scared.
That was me being Jabba the Hutt. That wasn't the giant or the hobgoblins. That
Okay,
was me.
good.
That was me being Jabba the Hutt for fun.
I do want to point out I do have my shield out because I was running at it.
Like you're running to what is definitely a fight. You
Yeah.
would have
Oh,
got
yeah.
your shield out, right?
I just wanted to say it just in case, because I do forget that it's there sometimes. So it's mostly for me that I'm saying it.
Okay, Virik, you're one of the people who... I didn't actually put you in front because of your speed, but you go from running to fighting readiness very quickly. Why don't you show me what
Pass
you
on
got?
through.
Okay.
Run on by, sir.
The one in front of you is very clearly their leader.
Good.
Wearing much better armor and equipment, wielding the greatsword. Greatsword is made of a pure white metal. You almost don't see it for a moment in the snow.
Something for Eleanor, perhaps?
If
You know, I'm actually gonna.
Yeah, well, that's a big whip, right?
Oh, I need to roll initiative for Corpsey.
We'll have to clean it first.
Oh,
fuck,
he's
see
not
the
doing
giant.
very well.
Oh, it's all.
This
Yeah, I
giant
see
is
the
a
giant.
horrifying sight. You can you guys could smell the giant before you could see the giant.
Terrible.
So, in character, like I'm gonna roll my things first, then describe what I'm doing
Yes.
based on how they do, because I have an idea of how I want this to look. I will take that.
Are you
they both hit?
attacking the guy in front? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Both of them hit.
Okay, so what I do is I run forward and almost sort of look like I'm about to engage him in the front, and then slide around him, attacking the back of his legs, and then back off.
Yeah,
Another-
it's one of those things where that completely gets him. You don't actually even understand Goblin, but he really goes like, and then you just stash around him, and he like even swings for you, but you're just gone, you know? Just kicks up snow that turns to sort of that mist when it's thrown up. Awesome.
I do really like that you stepped back because he's going to come to you now.
Yeah.
He will turn, and he will straight up point to the flag, which is actually being wielded by this guy. I might give him a symbol to show that he's different. Yeah, you're a big dude. I don't know if there's a flag symbol, great. He's like very much a standard bearer, right? And he points to it and just yells in Goblin, something that maybe to goblins is very inspiring, who knows, but it's very clearly a call to the real battle, you know? Right now you can see that the other hobgoblins, like, one of them is straight up carrying a pig away. Like, some of the, like, but
Raiding
Aelor could tell you
as well.
later, hobgoblin mercenaries fight for food.
Yeah.
So they pretty much, that's what they're most interested in. And they will just focus all their attention on that.
Who are the Vikings now?
And he will run forward towards Virik. And will go to attack you.
That's a laugh, but that's a hit.
Oh, I need
That's a
more.
laugh,
I
that
don't
might
need more d6. I have them all here.
That's a laugh that sounded like a critical hit laugh, but
That's a one shot.
He literally will run up, and it's one of those things that hobgoblins are ugly. This guy has, on the line that runs down their bodies, multiple, like, pierced rings that sometimes have chains that go off and, like, attach to his armor. And as he's running up, they, like, jangle. It's very intimidating. And he will straight up run up to you, Virik, and anticipate your dodge, because you just did some monk shit. He kind of knows what you're going to do. And stabs through your abdomen up. And deals 17 points of damage to you. And then wrenches the blade out, dealing a further 7 damage. Virik's blood sprays behind him.
Oh, not that again.
Next up are the little goblins. One will ready its bow, a little short bow, and will pink away at Eleanor. Eleanor, your AC is like 18, right?
17 right now.
Yeah, he's not hitting that.
You know what we forgot to do? Share out the health potions.
They're all in the bag.
Yep.
This one will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of out of range for a bow shot. We'll just keep going. Well, Brute. Goblins skittering across the battlefield.
I'm gonna
Barking,
move.
chirruping, jangling with their armor and equipment. Very much more armed than the goblins you've seen before, but also hobgoblin, right?
Yeah. So, as I step around behind, I'm actually going to do one of two things. This thing first. I'm going to shout to Vieric and say, try not to get killed, please, and cast Shield of Faith on him. And because that's a bonus action, I'm then going to do something meaner and go ahead and go
magic
for a
touch.
little bit of a
Give him
grab
a-
here on our
The
homeboy.
magic touch.
Yeah, the inflict wounds.
That's
Glad I
it.
had advantage.
Me too.
Advantage inflict wounds is just... It's almost OP. It's almost like doesn't make sense, but it does.
Holy fuck.
Yeah!
20 necrotic damage, and where Vieric slashed at his leg is where I grab for.
Grab it, and you
So I
just...
dig my fingers into his muscle on his leg.
And it splits
Just-
open even more.
Yeah.
You hear the bursting of blood vessels and capillaries. As he just staggers straight up to it. Because like you just basically knock out that leg and he just falls to the ground. But does not go out.
Yeah, and then I just stand back up and ready my shield. Yeah,
Eleanor.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
that's the leader.
Did you want to move?
Ooh, hold on, can I move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't move to give you advantage.
That's fine.
So, yeah, no, so I'll stay where I am. But,
Well, I mean, I could make it to where you are right now. You just have to move 5 feet.
oh, yeah, if you want. Hold on, I just did a
We'll
dumb
attack
thing.
at you.
It's right diagonals. Sorry.
Yeah, diagonals. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay where I am. Actually, no. Fuck it. It's more important for you to have advantage. I'm gonna move.
No, because he probably doesn't have that much health to stay where. Don't worry about
All
it.
right. I won't worry.
And I'll have
I'm
advantage.
sorry, Ollie.
This is when Eleanor misses.
Right.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's easy.
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
I should get an attack before he gets to go, though, at least.
Oh.
This is why we never talk about it. We
Have
never
any
talk
of you
about it.
ever played Shadow of Mordor?
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know when
Oh,
you come
no.
across an orc leader and then they like swing their sword in the way and grab it? That's what happens when Aelnor comes for the coup de grace because he's on one knee and he will straight up like face to your face be like, I recognize you. And we'll like stand back up reinvigorated. And then
And
you're
Adam
like,
will cast Shield of Faith.
yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, Tobias.
All right. I'm gonna do something maybe bad. Who knows? So I have my the BFC out. I'm gonna take one of the greater healing potions with my item interaction from the bag and just toss it to Vieric.
Yeah.
Just like give him a little.
That's would essentially be your whole turn aside from movement. Because
Oh,
you
that's gonna cost me an
interact with your
action?
thing, then you got to pull
Hold
it
the
out,
bag
then you got to
open.
throw
I
it.
can grab it.
Oh, that's gonna cost me my action to do that. Okay.
Yeah, well, you've got to throw it
Hold
like
the bag
15
open.
feet.
I can grab it.
Okay, then in that case, I didn't realize that. Okay, so then I will just simply open the bag. So that it is.
Well, that's easy because that gives away. Like sometimes it's like, well, do you know necessarily exactly where the potions are? Vieric can grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna just grab one of the strings and pull it, thus opening the bag.
And the light
gonna
catches in the green potions.
Here, holy shit!
Yeah. Now you see the big boy.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to put Hunter's Mark Jr. on this gentleman, and I'm going to shoot him with a crossbow.
Like he's
was
like
gonna say-
in the struggle with Aelnor, and you're just like, yeah, absolutely.
If this works, it's gonna be one of those like game ragdolls where the person's talking and then they just.
Yeah.
Wait, who are you shooting?
I'm shooting the giant.
Oh, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
A 19.
We
is a
thought you
hit.
were shooting the hobgob.
No.
Yeah.
I'm marking and shooting the giant
No, that's a hit.
because this is.
We gotta get on him eventually, honestly.
Oh,
If you don't deal with the giant problem, the giant problem's gonna deal with you.
yeah.
So that's 15 damage.
Yeah, that's one of those things where the giant is still currently, like, not even chewing, just pushing that guy down his throat. And then you just sort of hit him in the... And you kind of can see it connect with bone under the saggy skin of the thing. And its eyes kind of, like, snap to you, sort of. It's much slower than most creatures would. Cool.
Alright.
Next
That's
up
my turn.
are other hobgobs. Well, there's one fighting Corpse Flower. So, let's see how he goes. He doesn't get hit. Good for him.
Corpse Flower rolled like shit for initiative, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
He
yeah.
has not got good decks.
No, I imagine.
He wears big armor, he has big shield, he has big sword, he has big horns. He does not do much. Speaking of, this hobgoblin kind of behind this tree back here. Hello. Will actually straight up step out from around a tree with a longbow, fire a shot at the group of you. It goes over a lot of your heads, and we'll get back behind cover.
I like him.
Hey, look, it's
I
me.
like him. Save him.
Hobgoblins are, you know, they're semi-intelligent fighters. He's not going to be that stupid.
I like him. We should make him our friend. If we feed him, he will love us.
You who can see the giant realize that now the giant is kind of going. The hobgoblins who were carrying the huge gnarled ropes fucking throw them to the side and just leg it away from the giant.
They don't want to get eaten.
Yeah. And then when they're done, they start like re-equipping their weapons. And this giant, the giant just
Big old
starts
steps.
barreling. Just
Big old steps. I am terrified of this giant.
Corpse Flower, no.
And the first thing it sees that looks edible are 2 red tomatoes in front of him.
No.
If he
No,
kills
Corpse
Corpse
Flower.
Flower, so help me God,
Oh.
this giant is going to become a shield.
I mean, he has corpse in his name. Like,
Oh no.
Oh no.
If he fucking eats Corpse Flower, this man is becoming a shield, Ollie. His face will be draped over a shield for all eternity.
So let's do the more fun one first. The giant like gums up and just grabs at the hobgoblin first, and you just hear all of the bones in that creature crunch at once. Just there are more unpleasant things that happen to that body that I shall not describe. But then the damage upon Corpse Flower could be worse. Could be better. Could be worse. It's one of the things that Corpse Flower, like, that happens a second before the other arm of the giant comes down towards him, and he throws his shield in the way, and you see the shield just get crumpled, and then his arm starting to get crumpled, and he will straight up yells as Corpse Flower is not strong enough, but he is currently holding back a giant. Now I will look at Corpse Flower's spells list.
Yep. I'm glad we got him involved, but I really hope we don't get him killed. It's big concern. Big concern.
Yeah. But at the same time, him being involved has probably saved a lot more people.
Oh yeah.
He
No,
will kind of
like,
look back at you, Barut, because you're kind of there, and you just see, like, blood is weeping from his arm, and he grabs his chest with the other arm, and all the blood on the ground just swoops, and, like, reabsorbs into him in this strange magical display. It kind of gives him a bit more strength, and he's like, I would appreciate some help, like, while trying not to get crunched. And he heals himself for as much as he can. Next up is Virik.
Okay.
You
So,
guys got this guy, right? You got him, right?
this boy in front of me is gonna get a double slash so I can get the fuck away. Whether
You
it's
could
gonna
just
kill
do
him or
one
not.
slash, go away, and then do something else later. Technically, just so you know, because your second attack is an offhand, is a bonus action.
Okay. Would I be able to grab that? Would I be able to hit him and grab the potion in the same turn?
Yeah. And then you'd use your bonus action to drink it. If you use your double attack now, you wouldn't be able to drink the potion in your
Okay, then I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. That's a hit.
So with him like standing up to face Eleanor, I'm just gonna jab him in the leg again and run away, like in the side of the leg.
And it goes deep. This is a fucking sharp elven chakra, and you jab him in the leg, and it's just like cutting butter.
Yep. Then I'm gonna grab the pot out of the thing and just.
So there are graters in there.
Oh, I'm grabbing the
what
grater.
he's grabbing, I'm
I'm
sure.
grabbing the grater. I am on 3 health. I'm grabbing the grater.
What is it? 2d8?
4d4 plus 4.
4d4 plus.
There's a
4.
system
I was right.
that gets
Good.
broken later on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
That's a great healing.
That's a
So I don't
really-
think you've ever drank a greater healing potion before.
No.
Regular
Yeah,
healing potions, you don't really feel. Aside from when you're in death's door, you don't really feel the healing because it's very passive. In a situation, you know you're like you can feel the blood loss, you can feel the cold setting in. You drink this, you immediately feel just this surge of power and almost like a stimulant, you know, it's like all your senses heighten for a split second, and that taste of apple schnapps in the back of your throat.
Oh.
That's what healing potions taste like. It's canon.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put the jar back in. Not gonna smash it.
Look,
Yes!
we recycle.
That's expensive! Glass is expensive!
It is.
That's why Melody had them in little leather skins.
Yeah.
And that's your turn. Next up
Yeah, that's my
is
turn.
the leader, who is going to swing at Eleanor twice.
Maisie's a 19 now.
He hits once then because of that. Second one would have missed. Now, words. They're not important as a dungeon master. He does hit you for 8 damage as he swings down at you, but you can clearly tell that this guy is pushing himself as much as possible. There's not a lot left in him. But what there is a lot of is goblins.
Oh no.
And a goblin runs up behind you, Eleanor, and you feel their, like, shirk just against the back of your armor. Just... Didn't even know they were there.
Oh, what the? Holy fuck!
Hello, friend.
Similar thing with you, Barut. This goblin lurches out of the shadows. And even with stealth, does not manage to hit you. Because the goblin, in goblin ways, starts yelling as he gets close.
Yeah.
You know. Easy
Yeah.
peasy.
Well, I was also turning around to Corpse Flower at that point, so I imagine my shield was that way too, and so just like.
Next up is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna take some opportunity attacks here, because I'm not gonna finish him off. That seems like a job for Eleanor, honestly. There's some bad blood here. It needs to happen. But I'm gonna.
Bad blood.
Hold on. I need to measure. I just
What you
realized I
gonna
need
do?
to measure.
What you gonna do when they bleed for you?
Nailed it.
I think I did.
Yep. Diagonals. That's fine. I am gonna move as far as I can.
What's your AC right now?
It is 17.
None of the attacks hit at you.
Cool.
Hey.
And as I get here, I'm going to do 2 things, potentially, if you'll allow me to. One of them is I'm going to take the torch shield off my back and toss it to the ground beside Corpse Flower, in case he wants it to have another shield. Given that his was crushed. And then I'm also going to say, if that's my main action to do that, which I assume it is,
Kind of an item interaction. Depends what your next thing is.
it's a bonus action.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, cool. Then I'm going to be casting a Healing Word on Corpse Flower and just tell him help is coming. But I'm going to cast it at level 2.
Good man.
Since I roll poorly, and
Good
I know
cleric.
I roll poorly.
Good cleric.
So,
He needs all the help he
There we
can
go.
get. Who doesn't need help is Eleanor, He's gonna do fine. That is a hit. I'm not even looking right now, but I can just see it's a big number on my stream display.
It's like right between 19 and a 1 for me.
It was
Yeah,
like
it's like-
hanging in between
That's
the
big.
two.
Hanging in between two.
Very unfortunate.
Just
I'm
reminding
also
you.
going to smite as well, even though I probably.
It's definitely excessive, but this man needs to explode.
Yeah, you. That's a beheading. That's one of those where you like sword in neck, get stuck, you smite and just keep going. You know, and his head just
Brutal. Just
That
brutal.
goblin behind him is now covered in hobgoblin blood.
yeah. Yeah, he is.
I mean, Tobias probably is too from the amount of spray.
Yeah.
I'm just hiding behind
And
the
I
button.
make no effort to avoid it. I
No,
just yell.
bathe in
Oh,
the
yeah,
blood of
that
the
great
ground.
sword, though.
You just straight up pick it up off the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you equip it now or just
No.
save
no,
it for
no.
later?
For later.
Do you want to move? Oh, there's a goblin behind you. Never mind.
There's a goblin behind me. I do.
It's a goblin.
Yeah,
It
I'll
is a
say-
goblin.
oh,
It has to work real hard to hit you with your armor.
Right.
They're
doesn't,
scary to
yeah.
me, though. I'm
Yeah,
the only one that's
to
scary.
You do
Virik.
have plus 2 AC right now, though.
I do, yes, you're right.
Don't forget that
I won't. Good, thank
Okay.
you.
Tobias.
until I get hit.
Can I adjust it? I can.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm kind of like
But don't,
crouching
because you'll
while
forget.
Virik is like pulling this potion out of my bag. I'm just gonna like take a cursory glance at these goblins and look back to Virik and be like, "Can you clean up this trash for me?" And
I can
then
try.
use actual hunter's mark on the giant and shoot at him with the crossbow.
BFC 2. That's a hit. Well, my argument is don't change your AC on the fly because if for spells,
So
because you'll forget, and then
I've
you'll
got
have
in my
extra
notes
AC
a
forever.
big 15 AC right now.
Yeah,
Just
that's the best way to do it. That is dirty damage. That's one of those things where like its arms are like kind of in front of it, so you can just like shoot away at you can see the force because it's a fucking heavy crossbow. You can see the force almost pin its arm to its body and then wrench it away.
Okay.
It's a big.
And
lad.
after that, I'm going to pull my crossbow on my back and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be my turn.
All right, hobgobs. The one with the bow is going to back up because you guys are going forward more and more. And, Brute, what's your AC right now?
17.
It's not a hit. It's one of the ones where that arrow even like glances you, but just as it hits you, it like hits you with the shaft and breaks. You know, and you even hear the hobgoblin. But don't speak hobgoblin. It's definitely a swear word.
I recognize the word for shit in pretty much every language.
Yeah, that was
It's
your first
this-
thing learning. Hey, this hobgoblin behind you, Eleanor, actually managed to run up and get an attack off.
That
These
sounds
ones
kind
are
of-
using sword and
Yeah.
sword.
Hobgoblin.
that is exactly how I feel right now.
Yeah, it's like, no, look, goblins, wait, we have to deal with this problem first. You guys wait over there, and then come at us one at a time, okay?
We got a system. He hits
This
you
is-
for 8 damage.
Okay.
Then there's some more.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't see them.
They come out of nowhere. That's what goblins do.
They
Fucking-
flanked.
Yeah.
Because hobgoblins are tactically minded and can do basic tactics. Next up is the giant.
Live,
Hi, everybody.
live.
It was really nice knowing you. You know, this has been a lovely time.
Okay.
Coleslaw will live.
So it will move.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I will take my final bows as
I was going to come
Druid
give
will-
you guys advantage, but now I can't because everyone's around me.
Considering now it's starting to... It's one of those things where now that you can see this giant is in pain. It's very clearly... Even though giants like this are clearly stupid, it's so almost a beast. It's in pain, and you see a fury in it. And you see it kind of look between Barut and between Corpse Flower. And it's starts just smashing at Barut. Barut, what's your AC?
17. Still.
All 3 hit.
Oh, fuck.
Is this giant's name Wasp by any chance?
This giant does not have a name. This is
Really?
the giant.
Okay.
The first attack hits you for
The fact that you're
round
having
the
to
12 damage as the giant with its poorly manicured fingers just sort of grabs you and the fingernails just start pulling in between your armor and pulling parts off and scratching away at you. Next, it hits you for a full 20 damage.
I'm
As
down.
then it pulls away your armor and it just crunches and smashes. And then as you start falling, it just does another attack. I don't need to roll the damage, it just gives you a point of death.
Yeah.
As you're going down, it just keeps on attacking. And this is one of those things narratively, because of course all things are going on at once. This giant is just yelling. And this deep guttural yell. And as it does, you just smell the rot from its horrible malformed mouth. Corpse Flower will immediately, like, it's one of those things, like, one of the last things you see aside from the dragon is Corpse Flower kind of like in shock, seeing you like turn to try and help you with one arm badly mangled. And he will,
By the way, just in case it matters, the shield is there.
yeah, it's in that sort of area. He will actually go by and pick it up and kind of like loop it into his damaged arm.
Yeah.
And then the rest of you see, he just straight up just slices at his arm hard and then just puts that arm to Barut and will heal you. And he will heal you for... Gotta look up the Blood Mage class.
Oh, Jafar.
It's not much, because he just used all his blood points.
Yep.
So he only heals you for 1. But
I'm alive.
it brings you back up and resets your death points.
Yes, it does. We're good. Everything's fine.
Varric.
Okay. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do 1 jab into the back of this guy with.
Where did you go? Oh, there you are.
He's invisible.
I'm not even drinking, and that I feel so drunk right now because of that.
Chakra on the
childlike
back of this
wonder.
guy's neck.
Yeah, that's a
shoot.
goblin. You very much.
Yeah, I assume that hits. But the main reason why I did that is because I couldn't get past to get to here unless I went through that, and then I'm actually.
And then you can use your bonus action to attack again.
Yep, flurry of blows
Cool.
against this guy. So boop boop.
The first one misses, the second one hits.
Okay. Oh, one.
You're softening them up.
Yep, and let me just see movement wise. It was 1, 2, 10.
When you can, right? The lead goblin is dead. Little goblins, one will shirk at Tobias, which will hit for 6 damage. Just scratch at you with a... It's an alright sword, actually. One will just charge after Varric. And will
Damn it.
not get past your Shield of Faith.
Yeah.
Actually, would that have gone off? Because I
Oh,
went
Oh, that
down?
would have gone off. Luckily, it rolled real low. I was just being
Okay.
descriptive. It rolled real low.
Okay.
So don't even worry about that. This one will
Well,
come
fuck.
out and will
I
fire
forgot to take that into
an
account.
arrow
This is gonna
at Eleanor. And we'll hit. Good job, goblins. You're doing pretty well, actually. For 3 damage. They're still goblins, but you got to be proud when they do good. Barut,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where Corso kind of throws himself over you to do this. You wake
Yeah.
up with, like, his bloody hand on your chest.
Yeah. Oh, good.
The giant, like, just...
So I'm gonna
ready.
cast Cure Wounds at level 2 on myself. Okay,
okay.
that's fine. That's something. It helps. And then I'm gonna get up. Use half my movement to stand up and, you know, say, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And then... That's as far as I can go, but I'm hoping it'll help someone get
Someone
to a
gets
spot.
to the other side. That'll give advantage. Hell
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna try something.
Please do.
I don't think we can fight all you guys at once. I'm gonna yell at the giant to just go.
What's your spell save DC?
It is 12. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
It's not
And that's
immune
really
to
good.
charm. It rolled a 20.
Oh.
Damn! Alright.
Fuck.
It's one of those things you yell at
Good
it,
idea.
you are clear. There's no life behind this thing's eyes.
Mhm.
It's not intelligent enough for that kind of reasoning. It's almost seems demonic in the way it's acting. You know, it is something horrible, much more than a giant, you know? Or less.
Alright, well, that's my turn.
But I wanted it to work.
I know.
Rooting for you. Tobias.
This goblin that's underneath me, how's he looking?
He's been scratched. He was scratched by Virik.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. Because I'm gonna do the same thing no matter what anyways. I'm gonna move here. He gets to try to attack me.
He misses. So one of the things
Good.
he's already scratched, so he just kind of like lurches after you, but just kind of like falls in the snow a little.
Okay.
You know how it is.
I-
Goblins go.
I'm going to position myself here beside Baruit. And I have just draw both my swords. And I'm just hacking
for
into this
action.
thing.
We're
Yeah.
both gonna die.
Hobgoblins.
Yeah, I just looked at Baruit like no words are said, but
No,
nothing
it's just a nod.
said. It's just a knowing
nod.
glance.
Yeah.
Eleanor, the hobgoblin behind you,
Mhm.
straight up laughs and says, "Ain't no reasoning with that. We've starved it for so long, it'll eat everything it sees." And will... Ooh. Attack. You do so much in one turn. I thought your turn was over, but no,
I
you
still
hit
am
twice.
attacking him.
It's insane. That's good. That allows me to justify re-rolling my hit to see if maybe it'll be a miss in a new timeline. Wow, that's a lot. There's just a lot of stuff happening right now.
He takes that much damage.
Oh, thank you for that. That's I appreciate that. Luckily, it's roll 20.
It's 21. It's
can just-
21.
Yeah.
No, it's too late. If you don't get quick enough, I'm going to start minusing each one separately, because roll 20 lets you do that. It's one of the things where you just start slashing at its legs and just start cutting away. Sometimes your sword hits into the bone of the thing, and you have to launch it out, but yeah. There's like not very much fat left on this thing to deflect blows. The
That is
hobgoblin
my-
behind you, Eleanor, says a thing, insultingly, and then goes to attack you, and you block it, because a new timeline was created.
The one in which Tobias does something.
Who could think, right? The
He was
hobgoblin with
distracted
the
by
bow
watching Tobias just go.
shoots a corpse
That's all
flower. Pionk, in the back. This one shoots at Virik
No.
and hits, and it's a damn good hit. You actually feel it, like, the arrow lodge in your side. Usually when I describe you getting hit by bows, it's like a glancing hit or a scratch. This one's in. This one is very much inside you. That's going to be 14 damage.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Have you
And this one
just
with the bow here
out
will shoot at
of
the more.
game for a moment? Has Varric been crit twice in this? That's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god!
I told you, Tesh. Monks, 100% kill
death
rate.
You don't need to crit me. I have 13 AC.
Well,
It knows.
we'll see what the giant does.
Yes, we will.
Murder me, probably.
So, when you run up there, the giant clearly is like looking around at all the creatures in before it, and then just starts smashing at you instead, Tobias. Almost as if you're the only thing it can see. What's your AC right now?
My AC is 17 right now.
There's a lot of 17s.
It's a good
If
number.
only we had stayed in Bastilian
He
long
does
enough.
miss you once.
That's good.
Unfortunately,
might survive.
unfortunately, one of these hits is a crit.
Fuck!
I may retire this dice for the rest of the fight. It's
So he
very good.
basically hit me 3 times, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh my god. We're
Holy.
gonna die.
It's actually possible. What's the death from massive damage rules? Twice your max HP?
Twice your max HP.
Yeah.
What's your max
So if he
HP?
can do 96 damage in 1 turn,
Which he theoretically could, because he
Do
did
you
what,
see
like 50?
what my hand is full of?
He did. He would have done. So he did 20 to me in one hit. He did. What was it? 12 or 17 to me in one hit. Like there's a
I also
chance.
discounted one because it was already when you're down.
Exactly. So like my point is like with that's around 70, but like
but that's the thing, it's 3 different hits, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, if you
True.
can do 96 damage in
In
one
one.
hit,
The first attack against you, he just slams down with all his weight, Tobias. You've attacked creatures bigger than you, but never ones that have used that advantage in such a feral way. You actually feel yourself getting pushed into the ground as he slams down at you and deals 27 damage to you.
perfect.
Then the other attack that hits is him just scraping away at you. Luckily, you managed to just throw like one of your arms in the way, and it deals only 11 damage in comparison.
I have 2 hit points, I'm still up.
you're up. That's
Oh.
good news.
That's
Oh my
impressive.
God.
Just like look to Baruit again, just looking like I do this so you may live.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Corpse Flower swings at the thing and misses.
Oh, come on. The dice are
He's
trying to kill
not
us.
doing well as well, but he is in full health. Varric.
Okay. So, I'm gonna stab this one in front of me, or try to at least, with try and slash him across the throat with a chakram.
Yes.
You kidding me?
You miss.
It's okay. I attacked. Do I still get to use my mobile to disengage?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I'm also gonna.
Considering it was a fumble, they will still get an attack of opportunity against you, Soz.
Never mind.
Hey. Well played.
Okay.
Can't complain.
One.
You take all of those you can get. I've crit like 3 times in a combat, which is already very, very hard.
Now with that Seb of the Wind, that because I used it to disengage, I don't get the the
Bonus
dash
speed,
action.
No.
Okay, so
It's
yep.
one or the other.
Yeah, that's as far as I can move.
it's a good start.
Cool.
Yeah,
You
except
still have
anything-
your... No, you don't.
No, I don't. That's as far as I can move.
Goblins. Now all of you have run off, leaving all the goblins with Aelinor.
Yep.
She's fine.
I have like something sneezes at me, I die. So
We're all.
It's a big diseased giant. It might just sneeze at you.
I have a
one
horrible
miss.
feeling I'm immune to
One
necrotic
floor
damage
dice
as well.
that's a miss. 3 misses. They're just peppering you with arrows, Aelinor. It's one of those things where you kind of have to focus your attention a moment for deflecting and throwing the splint mail in the way, but you do not get hit by them. Baruch, the giant is just clawing it.
3, 4. So I'm now on the other
Four-way
side of the
advantage.
giant.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna do a thing?
I am debating doing a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do a thing. With my bonus action, I'm gonna shout to Tobias, just say hang in there. And I'm gonna use my last level 2 spell slot
Bless your soul.
to heal
Oh.
him for 12. And then I'm gonna swing at this fucker with my sword. Yes.
Go ahead.
With advantage, please.
With
No,
advantage,
I
please.
changed it to query, and I forgot that I changed it to query, so it showed up on here.
That's a hit.
Oh,
That's a big hit. That's a big damage from Baruch as well.
Just
Is that max
pissed off.
damage?
That is max damage on it, and I just, as I'm kind of like running around behind him and just shouting at Tobias to hang in there, as it's still kind of like pummeling down at him, I'm just gonna stab him under the ribs with the long
That's
sword,
exactly
and then
what I was
straight
imagining. And because there's no fat to defend, you just feel that you're piercing internal organs. Of course, that this giant has been changed so much, it's not slowing it down as much as possible. But you can see this thing, just all the marks you've caused in it, it's starting to be drenched in its own blood. That's coming out thick because it's so, like, malformed and malnourished.
Yeah.
Eleanor.
I hit the one in front of me.
You do.
Ooh.
He is deceased.
I am gonna take a
Squat.
step back here.
Call the
I don't
morgue.
think. I think I have to like hold this line right here because if
Yeah, kind of.
if the goblins get in behind us, then that giant
So
will
much
attack
worse.
us with adva-
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're fine.
they're gonna be hitting us with advantage, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of have to
Badass.
stay here.
Awesome. So, you don't have much more bonus action you can do.
No, I don't. I'm out of spells.
Tobias.
You know, the intelligent person in me says this is a great opportunity to drink a couple of healing potions. But the Viking in me says this is a great opportunity to do a lot of damage and get advantage. So I'm gonna move up here by my good friend Baruit with his words of encouragement and attack twice.
Yeah.
For 18. And
Yeah.
oh, thank fuck about the advantage.
Advantage.
Advantage. Good advantage. Both of those would have been misses as well. Just, Will, you're on adding duty.
That is 17, sir.
Is there not...
Is there not more coming out of that?
Oh, did you fail your constitution check?
that's 27. Although you know you didn't even ask me to make one, so I can do that now.
Make one now, yeah. Oh, it just did
Oh,
a
there we
delay. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
just
didn't
saw
have
those
it,
now.
but you took a lot of damage, so you need to do
Yeah.
2 concentration checks. And the first one is a DC of half of 27, which is 13. Don't worry,
Yeah.
you made it. Why'd you have advantage?
I think he was just rolling them both at
I
once.
just accidentally rolled advantage.
Oh, never mind.
Reroll.
He erred it.
Yeah.
You Eric'd it. A joke that
Well,
Josiah does not understand, but he doesn't need to. He will
No,
just
that's
scoff at
okay.
it. And then you need
Every
the
time
second
you
one
Eric-
because you did get attacked twice.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah, you do all that damage. How much is that? 27? Okay, 27
yeah,
damage.
27 damage.
Can't complain. It's been done.
Wow.
So
The
good at the
hobgoblins.
Constitution saves.
Yeah. Tobias is angry.
One hobgoblin back here, the one that's been firing arrows, just release one. Fires it at Virik. Running past it. Virik,
it
your
that
AC
one right
is
there?
15. Yes.
No, it's not
13.
because it's 13 because it dropped.
If
Yeah.
you still had it, this would have been a miss.
How much?
That's 9 damage.
Up and down. So what
So
you
I-
see is very just.
Just gets arrows in the back. I'm very much thinking...
Does that slide?
Thinking some
'Cause I was-
Boromir moments, you know, the whole thing. Because hobgoblins, you can replace the imagery of Urukai. It works, especially Jarviskjir ones. These ones, anyway.
And with how fast he moves, I would fully expect the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
exactly. You
God.
throw up some snow. This one. This dice is banished.
Another crit!
No. I'm just making sure I don't use it. And as the goblin runs up to Aelinor, like throwing its bow to the side, Aelinor can dodge it as she holds the line. Another one in the distance will fire a bow at her, and that will bounce off her armor. Next up is the giant. What will the giant do as it looks upon the scene?
This is gonna hurt.
You two are attacking it from behind, but it doesn't even wheel to turn to you. It just puts all its focus onto Corpse Flower.
Oh,
just
fuck.
No!
My boy! No! He recommended armor to me.
And as Corpse Flower, you guys see this quite clearly because it's a giant. You can see like straight under its legs. You can see around it because the legs are so thin despite the size of the creature. You can see just the fist and just throws the shield in the way. And again, throws the shield in the way. And each time Corpse Flower throws the shield in the way with a broken arm, there's no way that's not broken. At this point, all the force going through it is probably beyond repair. But he withstands all 3 attacks from the giant.
Thank
I'm
fuck you
so
threw him the shield.
fucking glad I gave him the shield.
What an
Holy-
absolute legend.
And then it's his turn.
Go to town, Cornflower! Go
Oh
to
yeah,
town.
he does. He is being pushed back and then just puts all the force into it and just throws his shield to the ground and throws fire up at the thing and deals a good healthy chunk of fire damage. The whole front of the giant just burning and its flesh melting away. The air gets filled with the diseased flesh burning and that horrible smell of burning flesh. And that's enough for the giant to straight up stagger back in complete confusion. As you know, it's so clearly close. Virik, give me a death save, please. That's a point of death. Goblins. What these goblins? So their leader's dead. So this goblin in front of you, Aelinor, you see it turn back to the standard bearer. The standard bearer straight up points, and you see it's pointing at Virik. And that goblin will frickin' run.
Oh.
All fours. But does not get to act again on its turn. This goblin will run up to Aelinor. Dice is banished. And will get an attack off, dealing 6 damage to you, Aelinor.
Alright.
Next up is your turn, Barut.
I am going to shout at Virik and say, get up. You've got shit to do. And kill him for 6.
That's all
That's
health that I had
important.
when
It's
I
a
went
big
down.
roll. Yeah.
And then I'm going to attack at this giant and swing my longsword at him. I still have advantage. That's
You
good.
do. He's still up.
Nice.
Oh! Oh!
So in the same spot that I stabbed before, I'm stabbing directly through again and trying to just rip it open.
Yeah,
as
it's
much
one of
as
those
possible.
things you put all your force into the and all of its insides, the organs, the guts, just start sloughing out of the creature, and just with this thick blood. And the giant doesn't even die immediately, just swaying before falling to the side. Luckily, Virik just wakes up enough to roll out of the way. The giant.
Good. Great. Then I'm gonna move.
It's a big ass giant body.
And I'm just coming over here. And that's my turn.
This goblin was just about like, and then Virik gets up, like his Virik's eyes open under the mask, and it's like starts backing away. Eleanor.
I imagine I do one of those things like the jump to the feet as well, right in front of him.
I'm gonna use what's left of my lay on hands to heal myself.
Good choice.
14.
Smart. And that's pretty much your whole turn because Paladin.
Yeah,
Tobias.
that's all I got.
Yeah.
Is it worth it for the smite crits? Yes.
Yes.
Why, yes. Yes, it is.
Is it worth turns of I heal?
All right. I'm gonna go visit our friend here,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll attack him.
Woo-wee.
Do both of those hit?
Yes.
Oh,
Hooey!
17.
17 damage. Beautiful.
Goes down. It's one of the things where the hobgoblin is kind of distracted watching the giant go down. You just like kill the thing.
That is my turn.
The last hobgoblins straight up look amongst each other. And there's only 2 of them left. And they look at the goblins, they even look at the banner. And you see the 2 kind of like look and even yell in goblin. And clearly there must be some sort of hierarchy of command. And one of them, you don't need to speak their language to understand that they're calling for a retreat as fast as possible. And that's what they'll start doing. Giant is dead. Corpse flower slumps his way off the ground, swings at this gobbo, removes its head, and then just like drops to his knees in the snow and just like lays like with his head down and his hands in front of him. Just like, I'm done.
You've got this guy, right, Fieric?
we'll see.
You've got this guy. I believe.
Oh, okay, it's my turn now. Yep, so... And...
Yeah.
I think you might have this guy.
I want to do the whole, he's obviously distracted by me getting up. He looks over at Brew, and when he looks back at me, I just go...
Yeah, you
Like
want to
that.
make him feel absolute fear when he dies. In this living sentient
pissed.
creature.
I am real pissed.
I know, I just want to remind you that you're murder hobos. That
I wanna
is
point out-
very much overkill. It is very much dead.
Not really
Head.
murder hobos.
No, you're not.
We're
I just want to sass. I just realized
yeah.
I'm just gonna
Monster
yell
hunters,
at the
sir.
top of my
there's a
lungs.
little thing down here.
Yeah.
Goblins
And
are
don't come
monsters.
back is what I'm gonna yell, basically. While I'm like slinging the blood away,
Yeah.
just yell and don't come back. And then
Yeah, the
slump.
other goblins run. This is actually one of those things where, because they're already running, are you guys going to chase?
I'm gonna chase
Oh,
that
yeah.
one because he's right there, and I'm not putting one
Yeah.
away.
In which case,
I might
just
not be able
to-
to get the other one.
yeah,
but-
just to speed up everything,
Mhm.
you run that one down
Hmm.
and catch it. The other 2 goblins, that goblin with the standard throws it to the ground just to run faster.
I was
And
very
the-
much intent on using my crossbow to shoot down those 2 goblins on the
That
left.
oh, you know what? Give me them attack rolls because your crossbow. Give me 3 attack rolls because you could potentially kill all 3 of them, like as they're getting as far away as possible. Yeah, yeah. Nah. So you do kill the goblins. The hobgoblin, by the time you kill the goblins, is too far away. But honestly, one of them getting away is probably fine.
he ain't
You
coming
can
back.
hunt it down another time. Considering,
Tell the others what happened here.
Yeah.
absolutely. And with that,
This is perhaps
We're
excessive.
going to take a break.
Nah.
It is way out of range by the time that happens.
120 feet?
Yeah.
Oh,
This was not
never
this,
mind then.
you know,
He's double dashing.
taking
He's
Alright.
running.
pot shots
Yeah, true.
and everything. He's running at max
Alright.
speed.
Dashing.
Alright.
You,
Fair enough.
we're going to take a break.
I guess.
Yeah, we are. It's okay.
If you insist.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, take a moment to breathe. Get yourself like a little chocolate or something. We're back in a couple of minutes. because the party's not over yet.